Bitcoin is down 70%, ETH is down 80%, Dogecoin down 93%, Sandbox down 94%, and Fate Arena down 99%. The overall cryptocurrency market cap just crashed back under $1 trillion for the first time since January 2021. And worst of all, Steppen is no longer paying us $3,000 to go for a 20-minute run. Honestly, it seems like the perfect time to panic. People are even saying that Bitcoin is headed down past $1,000, and the great crypto reset might just be a real thing. So what the hell is going on, and how do we make it stop? Is Bitcoin really gonna go under $1,000, or is this just another healthy market correction? One that would be the perfect time to put our money in if we wanna see those 10, 100x ROIs. Hit that like button down below for me. Let's find out. So I wanna start off by explaining exactly why the crypto market is crashing, but then I wanna share with you why some people are saying this is the opportunity of a lifetime for you. So let's start with the bad. Now, there's always gonna be so many variables in the crypto market, so we can't say exactly why crypto is crashing, but these are the top 4 reasons why the experts think we're in such a crazy bear market right now. Firstly, number 1. The bull market was pretty insane. Benjamin Graham has a fantastic quote about the market. He says, in the short term, it's a voting machine based on speculation, but in the long term, it's always a weighing machine based on reality. And late last year, we had tiny little gaming startups that had really crappy copy-paste white papers, terrible team, and no real future potential, getting to $1 billion market cap valuation within weeks. 99% of those projects, including Pixelmon, which was a hilarious NFT project that looked terrible, that raised over $70 million for their PFPs, were bought based on hype, speculation, and trying to sell to somebody else for more money. There are very few projects actually trying to build something meaningful for the long term using this incredible technology. And the really small amount of apps that actually had real world utility like OpenSea and Coinbase were just selling the shovels to the gold diggers. And as Warren Buffett warns, the only way your favorite crypto was gonna make you money was selling it to some greater fool at a higher price. And this keeps happening until everybody realizes this asset is underpriced based on the utility it has, zero utility, and the world's greatest fool was left holding the bag as the market crumbled. The second big reason we're in a massive dip at the moment is that as this market started to dip, a top 5 cryptocurrency, Terra Luna, with over a $60 billion valuation, got attacked. I say that in quotes because there's a lot of conspiracy theories around this. We have a video, I'll link it up in the description if you want to go deeper on this topic. But on May 7th, Terra Luna basically made $60 billion of value disappear to zero in just 3 days. Not only did this event evaporate $60 billion out of the market, but it hurt the amount of trust people had in cryptocurrency. This triggered a $400 billion sell-off of other cryptocurrencies, which drove this market further into the bear cycle. And now even Celsius have frozen their withdrawals from their app because they don't have enough money on hand for everybody who wants out. People are speculating they could go down the same way that Luna did. And don't even get us started on Tether. If you don't know about that, that's something you need to look into. A $70 billion stablecoin that might not be backed by anything. Now, the third reason is basically the US inflation data coming out. And I think you might already know it's not good data. In fact, it's a 40-year record high of 8.6% inflation on the US dollar. And a lot of people are even saying that this number's even underreported. Now, I'm not 100% sure why high inflation in the US would trigger a further sell-off in the alternative assets and alternative currencies like cryptocurrency, but it did. And just like when the COVID shenanigans went down and everyone was locked indoors and everyone was questioning their own governments, cryptocurrency, the sovereign currency, also plunged. So crypto doesn't seem to like bad news about the US economy, at least initially. And this has sent cryptocurrencies spiraling down even further, seeing Ethereum touch $1,200. An absolutely insane sight, seeing how it came from almost 5,000 US dollars. But there's not really a reason why ETH can't keep going all the way down to 100. Or is there? We'll get to that in a minute. But finally, the last reason why this market just keeps sliding and sliding, even though all of my friends aren't really liquidating any of their assets, is due to crazy people. Well, crazy people who are trading with leverage specifically. These people are borrowing a bunch of money to make trades that they can't really afford, and when the market keeps sliding, they're forced to liquidate their positions. And in fact, total long crypto liquidations were above $100 million for a third day straight, after 258 million on Friday and 290 million on Saturday. These are people being forced to sell their positions, creating an even crazier bear market. Now, most people see no hope for Bitcoin or crypto right now. In fact, the Bitcoin Fear Greed Index is at some all-time lows at just 11. But once again, our trusty friend Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. And this advice would have served you really well late last year at the peak of the bull market, when everybody got really greedy. It would have been amazing to see that as a trigger to start getting fearful and start realizing our gain. So it probably pays to go against the market sentiment. In fact, these are the top 5 reasons why you should be bullish in crypto right now. Number 1, the crypto market is going to go way higher than it's ever been. And we've had many bear markets worse than this in the past. In fact, the 2 biggest bear markets that we've seen in the past are the 2013 to 2015 2-year bear market, where Bitcoin dropped a crazy 82%, going from $1,127 all the way down to $200. And then we have the famous 2017 to 2018 bear market, where Bitcoin dropped even further than its first bear market with an 83% loss, going from $19,423 down to $3,217. And not to mention that ETH also took a 94% hit in this bear cycle, dropping down to just $85, a legitimate opportunity to make generational wealth. Reason number 2, real world utility and real world projects and businesses are coming to the blockchain. Right now, we may have a couple dozen, but in the future, there's going to be millions. Apps like Helium, ThorChain, Filecoin, Theta, and Veracity are all incredible looking projects that currently exist out there that are going to operate like a real business, meaning they intend to provide a service and actually make profit. And this is just the very tip of the iceberg. And as more of these apps and businesses get built into Web3, this is when it becomes sustainable, specifically with token market cap. Because once they're no longer voting machines based on hype and speculation, they become weighing machines based on how profitable those businesses actually are. For example, just imagine a stock that has more assets than they do market cap. It becomes a no-brainer to buy, because even if that stock or business gets liquidated, they can sell off their assets and you still make a profit. Reason number 3, blockchain and Web3 are rapidly being recognized by literally the top companies in the world. In fact, right now, 81 of the top 100 biggest companies in the world utilize blockchain technology. And this is not going away. A prediction that 90% of the web will utilize Web3 resources by 2030. But right now, we're sort of in that denial phase that even the internet went through. The internet was initially never going to replace your daily newspaper. And now, and just 20 years later, it's declared a basic human right with over 5 billion people online. Crypto and blockchain are going to go through this exact same adoption curve. And when you zoom out and look at this trend from a wider perspective, you seem a lot clearer. Number 4. This may be our perfect opportunity to buy. I stumbled across this Reddit post that says, everyone said late last year they would love to buy crypto 80% down. And now that it's happened, everyone seems to be paralyzed with fear. So is this our perfect opportunity? Of course, if this is the bottom, don't put all your money in at once, unless you're a real degenerate. The common advice is don't try and catch a falling knife. Just like KSI putting almost $3 million into Terra Luna as it was crashing, thinking he could get a clean 10x return when it returned. But that $3 million turned into just $15 in a matter of days. Wild. The same could obviously happen with whatever crypto tokens we buy. Just because they're down 80 or 90% already doesn't mean they couldn't go another 90 to 95% from here. And if you're not wanting to put a blindfold on and try and throw darts to hit a bullseye, trying to find exactly when the bottom is coming, it pays to dollar cost average your funds. So say you want to put $100,000 in the market because you believe in 5 to 10 years it's going to be way past what it is now. What people recommend you do is break it up over 12 months. So you're putting $8,000 in every month for 12 months. This means your average buying price will be the average price of that cryptocurrency for the year. This means you don't have to put all your chips in one basket, but you're betting on the coin in the long term while minimizing risk in the short term. And point number 5 is basically an observation that I've made. Just like the stock crash of 01, a lot of really legitimate projects out there like Amazon.com went down in this stock market crash. People didn't really distinguish between the random companies and the real unicorn ones that were going to go on to change the world. And just like this crypto bear market, everything is down. From most of the crappy tokens that are going to do nothing in the future, have no utility, and are just going to go to zero, to the real life legitimate projects that are going to go on to be the biggest tokens in the world and have really small valuations right now. Our job is to find these unicorns and invest while they're at all-time low. These are the 100x to 500x gainers that Alex Becker talks about. And this is why we're breaking down all of Alex Becker's favorite gaming cryptos, because he thinks they're going to have the highest ROI once the market returns. But initially, I was really blind to what project is what and how do I know which ones are legitimate and which ones are the crappy ones. So inside our Patreon this month, we're going to be breaking breaking down every single one of his recommendations so we can understand and educate ourselves on which ones we think are legitimate and therefore which ones we want to support with our money. We also have cross-chain Alex Becker buy alerts so we know when he buys something and be able to research it and buy it before the mainstream realize he's bought it. If that's something that sounds good to you, I'll put a link in the description below to our Patreon if that's something you want to join. And of course, never invest money you can't afford to lose. Dollar cost average yourself into the market and go build real passive income businesses in your life so you can be free and afford to take on more risk in Web3. This is our opportunity, so make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.